Welcome to Reading Aloud Club.
Today we will start with the text of Sherlock Holmes' short stories.
The chapter is called The Spotless Band.
We also have our guest.
Hi, it is nice to be here. My name is Jason Orrego and we are going to read the Sherlock Holmes text together. It is very interesting, a little long, but so beautiful.
This Reading Aloud Club is divided in three parts.
The first part is read aloud and correct pronunciation of the mistake.
Second, understand what we are reading.
Third, we have 3 questions to motivate our dialogue in this club.
Okay, can we start now?
Sure, it is better to start now than later. So, let's go for it. The Speakled Band. First, Helen's.
At the time of history, I was still living at my friend Sherlock Holmes' flat in Baker Street in London. Very early one morning, a young woman, dressed in black, came to see us. She looked tired and unhappy, and her face was very white. "I'm afraid of dying, Mr. Holmes," she cried. "Please help me. I'm not 30 yet and look at my great hair. I'm so afraid. Just sit down and tell us your story," said Holmes.
My name is Helen Stoner, she began, and I live with my stepfather, Dr. Grimsby Roylott, near a village in the country. His family was once very rich, but they had no money when my stepfather was born. So he studied to be a doctor and went out to India. He met and married my mother there when my sister Julia and I were very young. Our father was dead, you see. Your mother had some money, perhaps? Asked Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yes, mother, I had a lot of money, so my stepfather wasn't any more poor. Tell me more about him, Mrs. Thorne, said Holmes. Well, he's a violent man. In India, he once got angry with his Indian servant and killed him. He had to go to prison because of that. And then we all came back to England. Mother died in an accident 8 years ago. So my stepfather got also her money, but if Julia or I marry, he must pay 2,050 every year. And now you live with him in the country, said Holmes. Yes, but he stays at home and never says anybody, Mr. Holmes, answered Helen Storm. He's more and more violent now, and sometimes has fights with the people from the village. Everybody's afraid of him now, and they run away when they see him. And they're also afraid of his Indian wild animals, which run freely around the garden. A friend sends them to him from India. The animals are not the only wild things in the garden. There are also gypsies. My stepfather likes these wild people and they can come and go where they like. Poor Julia and I had very unhappy lives. We had no servants. They also left because they were afraid of my stepfather, and we had to do all the work in the house. Julia was only 30 when she died, and her hair was already gray, like my hair now.
"When did she die?" asked Sherlock Holmes. "She died 2 years ago, and that's why I'm here. We never meet anybody in the country, but sometimes we visited some of my family who live near London. The Julia met a young man who asked to marry her. My stepfather agreed, but soon after this she died. Miss Stronger, but he had over her eyes and cried of a minute.
Sherlock Holmes was listening with his eyes closed, but now he opened them and looked at the Helen Stoner. Tell me everything about her death, he said. I can remember it all very well. It was a terrible time, she answered. Our three bedrooms are all downstairs. First, is my stepfather's room. Julia's room is next to his, and my room is next to Julia's. The rooms all have windows on the garden side of the house, and doors which open into the corridor.
Who was Helen referring to when she said he is a violent man?
She is referring to the stepfather.
So, what characteristics did Helen's mother have?
She were rich.
Why did Helen and her sister do the work around the house?
Because the maids left scared by the stepfather.
Oh, very well. I hope you have enjoyed this interesting test.
We thank Jason for joining us in this lab.
No problem, I'm here. Until next time. And it is done. Everything is fine. So, bye bye.
Bye, see you soon.